Welcome to day 6 of my autumn themed card series, and today I'm working on white cardstock and I'm beginning my background here by sponging Distres ink in peeled paint using a piece of Ranger cut and dry foam, and I'm sponging the ink just across one side of the card. Now I'm taking a second shade of Distress ink, this is Gathered Twigs, and I'm using exactly the same technique of sponging the ink onto the card using a piece of Ranger cut and dry foam, although this time I'm keeping the ink fairly close to the very edges of the card. And then once I've done that, I use the ink pad direct to paper all the way around it. This is my Stampin' Up stamp of tiny splatters, and I'm using this with the same colour Distress inks to add some texture over the coloured side of the card and a little towards the centre. Now I'm taking a stamp set by IndigoBlu and I've chosen the mushrooms from this set. I'm going to stamp this on the left hand side of the card using VersaFine ink in Onyx Black. To add colour to my image, I've chosen Cosmic Shimmer Iridescent watercolour paints. These are pearlescent, which is like a creamy white colour, and lava red. I'm spritzing the paint with water beforehand, and this gives a nice smooth consistency after you've left it a few minutes, and it will make the paint more opaque when you are applying it. As you can see here, I'm painting directly over some of the stamped lines, and I'm not too bothered about this because I'm going to add that detail back later using a black micron pen. Next, I'm using Ranger Enamel Accents in white, and this is to add white spots to the mushrooms, and this particular product will give them a dimensional appearance also. Once everything has dried, I'm taking a micron pen by Sakura to go around the white spots on the mushrooms and also add back the detail on the stamped image where I painted over it earlier. For the sentiment on my card, I'm choosing a clear stamp set by Joy Crafts. I've used this particular set previously in this series, and I'm going to stamp it using VersaFine ink in Onyx Black. This is a piece of basil cardstock. The colour is pomegranate. I'm going to use this for a layer for my card, and then an additional layer is going to be white linen cardstock. I'm using 325 GSM smooth white cardstock for my base, and as always I've stamped the back with my Judekin stamp, and you can find details of that in the video description. I'm attaching my card front to the base using Sellotape brand double-sided tape, and then the next thing to do is to make my insert. So for the insert I've chosen a Spellbinders die. This is Romantic Rectangles, and I'm going to use peeled paint Distress ink to sponge around the edges. And once I've finished with the peeled paint, I'm now adding some of the gathered twigs around the very edges so that the insert is going to match the front. For my sentiment, I've selected another text image from the Joycraft stamp set, and I've stamped this using VersaFine ink in Onyx Black. When I've done this, I go back to the Tiny Splatters stamp, and I add this using firstly the peeled paint and then also some festive berries so that it mirrors the red colour of the mushrooms on the front of the card. Now all that's left to do is to finish assembling the card. I'm using Sellotape brand double-sided tape to add my insert, and then everything is complete. I hope you've enjoyed day 6 of my autumn themed card series, and I hope you'll join me again tomorrow for the last day of this series. As usual, there is a link in the video description to the full product list, and there you will also find my social media sites.